Yo, this video is gonna be so long. Please help.
Playing this video, 4 minutes later, people need to finally understand. Claiming online about being abused because I post freely, I post my face is insane.
I asked you to show your face after you made fun of my looks, and you said that you couldn't because your dad was hunting you, and you don't like showing your face because you don't want people saving your face and all this. But you literally have an entire alt account like posting your face actively, so that makes no sense. Because I feel like if you're in a certain situation where you're in a vulnerable state and someone's like after you, you wouldn't be making social media posts. That's a killer backstory, man. What does that have to do with me?
Also, I don't trace my art. So, telling me to just end it when I'm a person who has a history of CPTSD and severe depression and anxiety is completely rude and disrespectful. I love friends to make jokes like this, but when a stranger comes and tells me to do so, that's borderline rude. If I actually...
So it's okay for you to make multiple posts slandering me, but if I were to say something, I would be this aggressive, evil person. Like, okay. It's definitely giving white tears. You've done this before. Like, you've tried to victimize yourself on many occasions, talking about how you're barely 16, and, like, I don't care. Like, I don't know what your end goal was by telling me you have depression and anxiety. So do I. Whoop-de-doo. Like, realistically, if you were to kill yourself, nothing would happen to me. I hate to break it to you.
I wasn't only saying that. You're using AI, or potentially using it to assist your art was the only problematic thing you've done.
And I proved to you that I don't use AI, so now what? Like, what? You generally don't have a mind of your own. It's a monkey see, monkey do situation. You want to call me problematic when I haven't done anything, quite frankly, problematic. I never said that I was a nice person to people that I don't like. Like, bitches want to call me transphobic for literally supporting the fact that they're trans. But, oh no, I can get dead named. But then that's okay. Like, make up your mind on what you want to be offended by.
Specified at the beginning and end of my original slideshow. I can, however, go over how problematic you really are.
You're the type of person to be friends with someone who fetishizes lesbians, is racist to African Americans, and calls Puerto Rican people dirty immigrants, even though Puerto Rico is a part of the American mainland. Should I go on? You are problematic within yourself, but that's a different story.
First though, I want to go against a few claims you made against me. You saying I made you out to be an adult isn't entirely wrong, I'll admit that. I didn't know your age at the time, since it isn't public info as far as I know. At the time, I thought you were somewhere between 16 and 19.
Thinking I'm anywhere over 18 is actually crazy work. Like, when you jump into things you don't know anything about and you get confused, whose fault is that? I mean, it's not surprising. You wanted me to be an adult anyway, so you can say, oh, Illumi is an adult and they're messing with me because I barely turned 16 a couple of months. Like, alright.
Now, however, is mostly just visual on my end. I don't have the cash to pay for a high-quality AI detector, but I'm able to make comparisons between your style and AI.
Nigga, you mean realistic art style? The one I'm commonly known for doing because I can do it? I can draw? Because there's no way you just sat in my face and searched up something that's supposed to be realistic and compared it to my art, which is a semi-realistic style, and talking about how they're the same, and it's all suspicious because there's no way someone like me can draw like, you have got to be the most dumbest person I've ever met in my life, because there's like, you gotta be a bot or something. I don't care.
Not barely 16. When I said using AI in the background, I was referring to using it in secret. I apologize.
That sentence alone makes no sense. But let me tell you what I do when it comes to backgrounds. I go on Google and I search up anime backgrounds. Or I choose to just leave random blank backgrounds. I didn't know that was AI too.
If that wasn't elaborated on enough, I thought my implication was enough, but I guess not. So I'll try to elaborate better in the future.
No, you're just stupid.
I clarified my statement on this drawing that I wasn't sure if the OC drawing was supposed to look aged or not. I elaborated on my confusion. I have OCS. Myself that don't look aged. So I was just curious if that was the situation. It wasn't an attack. It was a genuine...
Word on my mom's, you're lying like a motherfucker. Nuh-uh. Because you deadass tried making it seem like I drew child pornography when I didn't. I drew a woman from an anime who was 30 years old. See, maybe next time when you, like, stalk my social media accounts, maybe know what you're talking about first. Because you even see here where I'm talking about making an anime character. See, stalking gets you far, but apparently it doesn't get you far enough.
Wonder. Also, just because you can, claim you're slurred doesn't mean that I know that. You act like I know every small detail of your life, and if I don't stupid for it, you've never once mentioned a mental disability. That allows you to say it. So I'm curious, what disability? Because I have odd CPTSD, so genuinely.
I'm autistic.
I'm curious, just because it's not porn doesn't mean you shouldn't put a warning. 18 plus warnings aren't. Just use...
No. You made it seem like I was drawing two people having sex. Like actual porn, when I wasn't. I was drawing women anatomy. And now that I talked about it, you're trying to double down and say, oh, well, you should put a warning. Well, maybe you shouldn't be a stalker and look at my other social medias when I never guided you to them. How about that? Like, if me drawing breasts and cleavage, if that offends you, if you think it's suggestive and should be for adults only, and if you think discharge is sexual and you can't stand the sight of it, that's your issue. Honestly, I don't even care.
They're used for horror movies, vulgar scenes, which is...
What I'm drawing isn't vulgar though, so... What are we talking about? Like, for crying out loud, there are literally tribes in Africa where them girls' titties is all the way out. Like, why are we acting like boobs is something new?
Always doing the deed. And other topics minors shouldn't be exposed to. Bodily anatomy, new bodily anatomy is included. If your nephew or younger brother stumbled across a new photo, you'd be upset, correct? Yes.
I'm the youngest sibling, so I don't have a younger brother or a younger sister. Also, my nephew does not have a phone. He will not be getting a phone until he's at least 36. I'm just playing, you guys. I'm just playing. I'm playing. He's probably going to get one at like 11 or something. But nonetheless, he's going to have like protective stuff on his phone. So, like, you know, he's not going to be downloading Twitter. Also, a little fun fact here. My parents know I draw nudity. And they don't care. So, what are we talking about again?
/FW content isn't just porn. It's anything you shouldn't be seeing in public.
NSFW is something that's suggestive. If I'm not drawing something suggestive, what are you yapping about?
If any people are able to use these /him or any other binary pronouns, I genuinely didn't know, and I do. Apologize. I don't mean to come off as transphobic, nor am I a transphobe. I have trans family, friends, and I myself am a trans man.
You telling me you've been trans for a while and you didn't know that pronouns don't equal gender?
I hate turfs and people like them. I do not want to come off as offensive. Again, I said most likely an OC, clarifying that I wasn't sure if she was an OC or not. I had to Google her, finding out she's from One Piece. I don't watch One Piece. The style isn't appealing to me, so I never concerned myself with it. I made sure to clarify my confusion, but I apologize if it wasn't.
Or maybe just don't, like, accuse people of trying to draw child pornography. That can be a start. Because the people who know me, they know that a majority of my OCs are not even children. If they are, it's like a past memory of them being children and then growing into adults. But other than that, I don't make any OCs that are children.
Clear enough. Also, she mostly looks like a child in that specific drawing just because of how the features are drawn.
You realize people can have soft features, right?
No, it was supposed to be in the jelly art style, but if I knew that, I wouldn't have said what I said, since I know that's how it typically looks. Her facial features just look a bit big, but again, I don't watch One Piece, and I didn't know the character, and I don't. Freak your posts, so I don't know what style you're drawing in at every second.
Well, maybe you shouldn't accuse people of things. This is why niggas go to jail. Because of people like you.
I do get my screenshots from friends, or some of your TikTok posts, but that's only because I'm not able to access your Insta or other accounts from my main account. I don't know for sure if my sources are reliable, but if they happen not to be, and I turn out to be wrong, then I do apologize.
So you're telling me that you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing.
You constantly claiming that I'm stupid and brain dead only. Proves how little you pay attention to things. If my memory...
Well, I mean, you're not the brightest of the bunch. You literally accuse me of, like, what, 3, 4, 5 different offenses? Whole time, you don't even have evidence for anything that you just said, and you basically just accused me out of thin air.
That's correct, because my memory is bad due to my CPTSD. I mentioned
What am I supposed to do with this information?
before that I'm actively studying to become a psychologist and eventually trying to get a GED in the next year or so.
We'll give up then. This shit ain't working out for you. Psychology? Are you serious, my nigga? I'm sorry, like, I'm all with for following your dreams and all, but I'm shaking my head as we speak.
I would consider myself smart, but there are things I don't know, but I can't admit that. I've always been bad with context clues due to me being autistic, though I still try to gain a certain point of view and understand the situation of others. I grew up in a bad household, so my understanding of certain things is muddled between old ideologies I was taught to have and the current.
So, like, where do I come into this picture? Like, what does that got to do with me?
Once I strive for. Now, before I get off topic, here's why you are actually problematic. Tossing aside things already discussed, you making jokes about molestation is inherently problematic.
Yes, I was sexually assaulted as a child, and I decided to make jokes about it because it's my place to do so, because it's my trauma. I never knew I had to be held accountable for that.
For it. While breastfeeding isn't, it shouldn't be inherently sexual. It's still incredibly weird.
Also, not to mention, if a stranger breastfeeds a baby, if it's, like, to feed it, I don't really think that it's weird, unless you think that it's weird. It honestly depends on the morals and how you really want to discuss it. From what I gathered and the people you choose to hang around with, you see boobs as sexual anyways, so I'm not really gonna argue with you.
Put warnings if you don't want to for bear. Bodily anatomy feels predatory in and of itself. You can
Predatory to who? I'm trying to figure out who is it predatory. Like, what? You want to make it seem like I'm a pedophile so damn bad.
anatomy tutorials, that's fine. Posting bare bodies for anyone to see isn't. What if someone who's 13, let's say, stumbles across your page, sees no warning about bare bodies, and is now practically forced to see it?
Well, maybe 13-year-olds should not be having a 16-plus app. How about that? How about them apples? Because they're not being practically forced to see it. Because forcing someone to see it would be me telling that 13-year-old, hey, I want you to look at my Twitter. You have to look at it now or I'm going to kill you. That would be me forcing to look at it. So you were right at the first time when you said you weren't the brightest.
Even if you don't put 18 plus, warning on your page, there should still be some kind of warning.
Nah.
Now, before you say you can't be a predator because you're 16, that's not true. Predators can be of any age. Just because you're under 18 doesn't mean you can't be a predator or a groomer. Now, this isn't me directly calling you one before I get accused of that. I'm saying the behavior feels predatory. I'm not saying you're a predator. I'm saying the behavior itself is predatory.
Yeah, by teens, they mean 18 to 19. In some states, people don't really see 18 to 19 as grown. They see it as a minor in a way, so that's kind of why it's there. Nonetheless, you're still trying to make it seem like I'm a pedophile and sex offender, which is weird, but it's not surprising, coming from someone like you.
Now, to remove the confusion about my biological father, this isn't an attempt to trauma out. This is me clarifying questions that might be asked.
I'm not gonna lie, I kinda don't care.
I thought your art was ugly. I only claimed it seemed like AI. You insulting my art just because it isn't realism.
Well, no, your art just seems flat and boring. It doesn't make me want to bite through my screen when I see my mutuals art because it actually has something interesting that I actually like, which is why I follow them. And a majority of my mutuals art, it's not even realism, but I still like it because it has something interesting to it that I like.
Called 4. The only insult I threw was due to the edges being too far down. The forehead. Never said anything about the
And I told you it wasn't your place to talk about it, so...
style. Also, you're just making lies about my own story with my father. If I remember correctly, I never mentioned anything about my life being threatened. I mentioned potentially being kidnapped. Since he's already tried it before when I was 12, it is still a fear I have. Don't slowly overcome it.
Or here's a quick tip. If someone is hunting you down and you're fearing for your life, don't post on fucking social media. How about them apples?